Good evening and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Tonight, football against the Braves of Manalapan. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka. I'm joined by Richie Whalen. And Rich, I guess there's no easy games on the East Brunswick schedule, but tonight against a state-ranked team, it's going to be a tough challenge.
It's going to be a tough challenge. East Brunswick's coming off a bye week. They got their one win against North Brunswick. Manalapan, like you said, is one of the better teams in the state, and we're going to see player Saeed Blacknell from Manalapan, who's going to Rutgers, who's one of the best receivers in New Jersey.
One of the problems with the Bears is putting the ball in the end zone. The 14 points against North Brunswick were the most that they've scored in any of their 4 games.
Yeah, that's been an issue a little bit. I mean, the teams East Brunswick has played so far have been real quality teams, and, they're having some trouble against bigger teams, some athletic teams. So, it's going to be tough to put some points against this team on the board, but hopefully their defense can step up and maybe limit Manalapan's points a little bit.
Limit. That's an interesting way to put it. With East Brunswick, the offense not clicking, you're giving that ball right to the other team if you go 3 and out.
Yeah, you are. Manalapan, likes to throw the ball a little bit. So, East Brunswick, I think they got to sort of play, ball control if they can, get some first downs, keep that Manalapan offense off the field. It's easier said than done. So, we'll see how successful East Brunswick is at that tonight.
This is the first of 2 straight home games for the Bears, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Gender, ethnicity, disability.
And we are back here at J. Doyle Field. The 1-3 East Brunswick Bears hosting the 4-0 Manalapan Braves. I'm Ken Saroka again with Richie Whalen.
And may result in penalty.
We have the captains meeting at midfield for the coin toss. Let's listen in.
Is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at the highest level of good sportsmanship.
Let's have a great game today. You guys are my leaders. I need you to go back to your
Ladies
team.
and gentlemen,
You know all the stuff they tell us about sportsmanship, all the other stuff. Please reiterate that to your guys, all right? And you're my speaking captain. You're my speaking captain. That's the tails. That's the heads. That's the tail, the bell of the tails, the head. Call in there.
And number
Heads. Okay. Heads is the call. It is. What you want?
58, that's Joe.
Want to defer? Okay. Which goal you want? You want the ball, right? Give me.
Your captain tonight
goal
for
do you want?
Manalapan.
Okay. All right, turn your back that way.
4, Chris Goskis.
Okay, turn that.
Number 10, Saeed.
White has won the toss. Deferred. Okay. Well, we've seen. Okay.
All
Have
right.
a good game, guys. All right. Have a great game.
Yeah, and the Bears will get benefit of the Braves deferring to the second half, and we'll have the ball first to start off on an absolutely gorgeous night. And Richie, we were talking about this before the opening, that it's perfect football weather.
Yeah, it's perfect football weather indeed. East Brunswick has a chance here with the ball first to, set the tone and get a couple first downs and get some momentum. And the captains for East Brunswick, we saw number 5, John Gerhardt was out there, number 80, Sean O'Sullivan, number 58, Joe Chetta, and number 50, Michael Quinnen. And one thing that I've noticed with East Brunswick that they've done a pretty good job of this year, if you want to look at a positive, is they've done a decent job returning kickoffs. I know John Gerhardt is an explosive player for East Brunswick, so we'll see if Manalapan scouted and if they're going to kick it deep to him. Although East Brunswick has done this a couple times, they don't have him back to receive the kickoff, so we won't get a chance to see that. But we do have a couple other guys back deep for East Brunswick. Number 8, 82, Brandon Phillip is the deep man, so we won't get a chance to see John Gerhardt, at least for the first kickoff here.
Malik Fitzpatrick is also back as one of the up men, along with 22, Michael Contreras.
Manalapan has, gone through their schedule pretty easily. They had one tough game against Middletown South where it was a game at halftime and a pretty competitive game throughout, but other than that.
And we're underway. Deep kickoff, driving back to the goal line, and since the ball hit in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. Bears will get the ball at the 20-yard line to start, 1st and 10.
Not sure if field goals will be a factor tonight, but if they are, the kickoff there was, you don't see that a lot in high school where it flew into the end zone, so I'm sure he has a pretty good leg, the kicker.
Yeah, the kicker is also the backup quarterback too, which adds perhaps a level of intrigue here. For the Bears, lining up at quarterback, number 1, Aaron McSweeney. Handoff to Gerhardt, up the middle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
And that's a little something new. We've at least the games that I've been to, I've been used to seeing number 3, Kevin Hemmings, back there at quarterback. So,
well, Hemmings doesn't even have his pads on, so there must be some issue with injury because he's down next to one of the coaches there charting. So he doesn't even have it. He's dressed in street clothes.
Exactly. Aaron McSweeney's done a nice job this year for East Brunswick on the defensive side of the ball. Had some nice hits in the last game, home game for East Brunswick.
Single setback. Gerhardt's behind McSweeney. The handoff. Gerhardt's trying to push through, and again clogged up a host of brave defenders there in the middle. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Saw a couple of guys, or at least one Bear on the offensive line there pull, and it sort of allowed penetration to come in there. So really didn't have a shot there.
You had two. Yeah, in that formation you had double tight end formation with only Gerhardt's behind.
You would think on this down 3rd and almost 9 that you might see East Brunswick air it out. Number 37 for East Brunswick, Javon Ganzaroli, has been a target many times. 3 wide receivers at the top. Ganzaroli gets it and complete for a first down at the 32. East Brunswick showed trips to the top of the screen. Bears dressed in their green and white. And he's got an advantage there. I know number 5 for Manalapan, Daniel Debner, is 6 foot, and the safety over the top, number 37 for Manalapan, Vincent D'Angelo, is only 5'9". So we have Gonzarelli listed as, I would think he's about 6'3", so that might be a matchup they want to look at a little bit tonight.
I formation behind McSweeney, movement, and we'll listen in on the call, although that seems rather visually obvious. Oh no, they're going to call false start. False start on Manalapan. 5 yards. Neutral zone infraction, I guess, is a better term for that as we hear in the NFL.
Right.
As it came across and caused a.
I guess it looked like.
It looked like
Sam Walker was a little excited to go, but we'll take it.
All right, so that brings up a 1st and 5 now.
This might be a shot to take a shot down the field.
Gonzalez in the slot, but Gerhardt is going to get the ball, and again he's going to go nowhere. Back to the original line of scrimmage here, or back to the line of scrimmage.
I like those downs. You get 5 yards. It's 1st and 5. Teams might not expect you to pass the ball. So we'll see if East Brunswick maybe tries a pass here.
Instead of shuttling the play in with a player, McSweeney after every play comes to the bench.
If I were East Brunswick, I would take a look at this matchup down low on the screen here with.
Again, trips to the top of the screen. This time McSweeney, and hold on, and we have a flag right at the beginning.
I think.
And that time false start on the offense. False start. I didn't see that to the offensive line.
I think it was Gonzaroli. I think he was getting press coverage on him, and he was trying to get off a little bit too quick. And obviously should never do that as a receiver. You're looking at the ball. When the ball moves, you're not listening to this, or shouldn't be listening to this snap count. And we have another stoppage here. Well, the 5 that East Brunswick gained on that penalty now they give back in 2nd and 10.
Gerhardt's in motion. McSweeney in the shotgun, drops back to pass, knocked down at the line, and falls harmlessly incomplete. Bring up a 3rd and 10.
And that's the one tough thing with Aaron McSweeney back there. You can see on the screen he's not the tallest guy, so if he's not rolling out, you know, he's short there. So if those guys get their hands up, it's sometimes tough for him to see over the defense and get it over the defense. It's funny actually sometimes on when they show Drew Brees, who's rather small for an NFL quarterback, he's actually on like his tippy toes to try to look over the line to be able to see.
Sam Walker, the only running back in the backfield, shotgun. McSweeney's going to be flushed out of the pocket and dropped for a loss. Sacked in the backfield, Manalapan, R.J. Krause. One of the things as I was getting out of my car to get here, a group of Manalapan parents showed up talking about the game. One said that the core group from this team have been playing together since Pop Warner.
Wow. Yeah, I think they made it all the way to the state final, lost to Saroka, I believe, last year. So they're looking to go one step further this year.
Nice booming punt. Chris Jones boomed the punt 40 yards in the air, 50 yards in the air, and dropped.
Good job there by number 21, Eugene St. Pietro on the tackle.
Yeah, held on nice.
Yeah.
Looked like for a moment, just a moment there until help came that he might be able to break away.
I thought he was going to give him a nice little pop there. It looked like the timing he could have really laid a hit on him. And the guy to look for here for Manalapan is a guy on the bottom of our screen here, number 10, Saeed Blacknall.
Dan Anarella is the quarterback, number 8.
I'm surprised they don't have a second guy over the top on with him.
But it's a running play and dropped in the backfield for a loss. Coming up on the play big there for the Bears is Javon Ganzaroli. A good penetration.
The number 32 there for Manalapan, Tyler Leonetti, is their leading rusher and has had a nice year for them. But I'd be surprised on this down if they don't take a shot. If they're going to single cover number 10, Saeed Blacknall, with really not a safety over the top, I would look for that all game. They just have the single safety up.
Blacknall in the slot here on the lower part of your screen, tall, probably about 6'2", 6'3". Anarella gives it the handoff, breaking it around the outside and getting through, making it all the way to the 37, 38-yard line.
Manalapan number 32, Tyler Leonetti on the carry.
Leonetti gets about 10 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and a long 2.
And these are the downs. Right, these are the downs East Brunswick needs to try to get off the field.
Short 3 or long 2.
I know they've also had number 10, Saeed Blacknall, go in the backfield at times.
I formation, straight handoff and up the middle and breaking through into the secondary and being tackled right at the midfield stripe is Tyler Leonetti. Made by East Brunswick, number 80, Sean O'Sullivan. And if O'Sullivan didn't bring Leonetti down, he was gone.
He was gone. Didn't really get touched until a few yards past the first down marker. They should have been expecting that.
Single coverage again on Blacknall to the top of your screen. Flanker screen. Led him just a little too much. And that would really be a tough play. You're forcing Brandon Tamori to come up and not only make a hit, but wrap up and tackle because there's no one else over there.
Yeah.
You've got John Gerhardt's kind of playing kind of deep and playing a little bit of a safety over the top here, but he's way up close to the box. Leonetti with the carry. Gets 5. almost to the 45, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Braves.
And I agree with East Brunswick giving them cushion, but I would really have that safety, just shaded over the top almost where you double team. And if they want to give Leonetti the ball, and even if he's going to get some chunks of yards, you don't want to give up that big play. So another big 3rd down here for East Brunswick.
2 wide receivers split to the top as Chris Cruz joins Blacknell. Rolling. Anarella will have Blacknell just at the marker. Dances a little bit and gets down to about the 36.
To number 10, Saeed Blacknell with the reception. Forced out of bounds by East Brunswick, number 20, Sam Walker. Gain of 9 yards. Good.
But it does, the resultant play gains 9. First down, Manalapan. Handoff. This time going to Imamu Mayfield. Gain of 4. Nothing, nothing outrageous, nothing razzle dazzle, just straight handoff football and an occasional.
And they're subbing in some guys as well. Leonetti's out, Blacknell is out, so they're getting some subs in here as well.
Single setback, the handoff to Cruz. Cruz breaks it to the outside. Don't know if that run was intended there, but gets down to the 25-yard line and will pick up another first down.
Number 13, Mayfield.
That was Imamu Mayfield, number 13.
And like you said, Ken, just sort of methodical, little, 5, 6 yards, chunks of yards, maybe that one bigger run by number 32, Leonetti, but 2 third downs that's converted on this drive.
And we have a penalty there, I guess. Too many men? Yes. There were 12 men in the huddle, and number 25 for Manalapan rushed over to the sidelines. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. You see that play in the Oakland Raiders game? 3rd and 48.
I did not.
Combination of sacks and penalties, and they ended up with a 3rd and 48. I don't even think the punter made it back to that, to the first down marker on the punt. Anarella, flanker screen to Blacknell. And then as we were talking about, being able to wrap up, and Blacknell will dance down the sidelines, pushed out of bounds.
The Manalapan pass complete to number 10.
And Manalapan is, if they see the defensive back giving that much of a cushion, they're just going to throw it out there. And the problem is there's not really, Gerhardt's eventually got over there, but he's more in the middle of the field. He's up closer to the line of scrimmage, so he's got to kind of sprint over there.
But if you use press coverage, he runs right by you and you just lob it downfield.
Right. That's why I like that safety just over the top where you're shading him.
Yeah, you have to shade him, yes. Yeah. Leonetta on the carry gets it down inside the 10. 3:56 left to go first quarter, no score.
Number 32, Tyler Leonetti on the carry.
Well, a turnover would be big here by the Bears.
Number 50, Michael Quentin.
They can force something.
Well, you don't go 4-0 by turning the ball over.
You don't. You're right.
Okay, again, single coverage up top. Single coverage on both wide receivers, top and bottom of your screen, but Blacknell's up to the top, drop back, slant, a skinny post there, boom, and no signal, so they're saying basically no touchdown. Ball will be spotted at the 1.
So first down, 1st and goal from the 1.
11, Anthony Barone.
Now Blacknell will go out, and the heavy package, I guess, comes in here for Manalapan.
Michael Contreras.
The This looks
like
your-
quarterback
yeah,
sneak.
quarterback sneak or
Oh, yeah, just a dive.
inside handoff, and the line pushes forward, and
Touchdown, Manalapan.
Manalapan's touchdown scored there by number 3, Nelson Rivera.
1-yard touchdown.
1-yard plunge there.
Extra point. Kyle Kelleher almost got that extra point, but it is good, and our score 7-0 Braves ahead of the Bears. While we have this opportunity, I'd like to thank the EBTV technical crew for their support of East Brunswick High School athletics. They come out and do multiple games, multiple sports every season. The broadcasts can be seen several times through this season, including a big marathon at the end of the season, and also available on demand. This game will be rebroadcast November 30th at 3:30 p.m. and on demand at ebtv3.org. Click on the video on demand link. It's not just the athletic programs, but all the community service programs that EBTV provides for the citizens here of East Brunswick. And once again, our thanks to the guys who come out a couple hours ahead of time, and they will be here a couple hours after we leave. Set it up and break it down.
So like you said, Ken, pretty workmanlike drive there by Manalapan. They got the ball, inside their own 30 after a good punt by Jones, and just sort of methodically worked their way down the field. Nothing special.
One drop pass,
right?
And that was the one that was leading Blackton a little too much. One tackle for a loss. One gets botched play or botched assignment there. Other than that, positive yards.
Right.
So the Bears, who took the first 4 minutes off the clock, essentially, with nothing to show for it, give it to the Braves, who then drive down the field. And we will have a return here, picked up on a bounce. Heading to the sideline, trying to break through on that sideline, coming now back to the middle. Gets out to about the 10-yard line. That
was Brandon Phillip. I know he's trying to get a big return there, but I like to see him sort of cut it up the field a little bit sooner than that. I think he just barely got out to the 10-yard line.
Well, you have the kickoffs in high school coming from the 40, and that was a very high pop-up kind of kickoff that also bounced.
Right.
So by the time Phillip recovered and gathered a little bit of momentum, that coverage was already there at the 10.
Yeah, he actually dropped it.
Gerhardt's Walker behind McSweeney. 1st and 10. Handoff to the deep back. Gerhardt's his best run of the night. Gets him out to about the 14-yard line. So a gain of 3.
Good job on that right side of the line by East Brunswick, getting a little bit of getting off the ball pretty well there. And then Gerhardt's putting his shoulder pads down and getting some positive yards on that.
Number 56, Matthew Lalella, gain of 3 yards. Second down and 7.
2 minutes, 15 seconds left to go first quarter. Split backfield behind McSweeney. 3-step drop, floats it for down the field and coming up. What do we have? What's the call? Simultaneous possession or?
Wow.
No, they're calling it an interception.
Yeah, you're right. If it is simultaneous possession, that would go to the offense, but I guess they thought Sean O'Sullivan maybe got it ripped from him when they... I thought he had it. I thought they maybe both had it then, but he must have...
As they bounced and fell. Yeah, there is a discussion now.
Okay, I really thought they maybe both had that. I thought maybe Sullivan had it, and then the D-back wrestled it And then they had it, but guess not.
No replay, no challenges.
Now they have the safety over the top.
New quarterback in there too, bouncing around, dancing around. Looking a little bit fast like RG3.
Yeah.
And that's Charles Lambana.
Manalapan number 15, Charles Lambana, forced out of bounds on the scramble.
You know, not just Manalapan, this Manalapan team who's ranked in the state, it just kind of, you know, you have this new quarterback in, so if you're preparing to play them, you know, you have to be ready for him. They've showed some different receivers, some different running backs out there now, a new quarterback, so there's a lot of things you have to prepare for. He looks like he's more of sort of a scrambling guy.
And a left-handed thrower, too. Hand off to Leonetti. Leonetti gets it outside the tackle, gets the first down and more.
Manalapan number 32.
Yeah, East Brunswick's defensive line has to do a better job than that. They kind of just stood straight up and got no penetration. That wasn't good there.
Ball spotted on the 22-yard line. Draw play here. And meeting the challenge is Kyle Kelleher.
Yeah, big hit there. Got to give credit there. Also, number 80, Sean O'Sullivan, did a good job of keeping outside containment and forcing him to cut up and allow Kelleher to make a big stick there. So nice job there by the Bears. That's sometimes tough for players to realize, even at the highest levels, that you want to make a play, but you have to do your job, and O'Sullivan definitely did it there. And we're actually down to under a minute left in this quarter. Quick quarter.
One more Dogby and David Shalom at the top. Leonetti in the slot, looking downfield. And there's your potential turnover there, but Brandon Tamari was unable to bring it down.
Yeah, he kind of threw it right to Tamari. I don't know if he thought someone else was coming or maybe misjudged it a little bit there. But that was a chance for a turnover there by East Brunswick.
What I don't understand is the number of plays that Blacknall has not been in the game.
Yeah.
I understand here he's in now, but he was not in even on that last play where you think they would throw that pass down the middle and let him go get it. Across the middle, good hands to pick that throw up. Dancy's way down the side, will get the first down. Run out at about the 11.
And I would even be willing to, and I saw, looking at the stats, that he has run the ball a little bit, even get him involved where you put him in the backfield just to get his hands
Well, they brought
on
him,
the ball.
They had the deep receivers going back, and that drew coverage away, and they just ran him about 5 yards down,
Just
straight
dragging him across the field, exactly.
Tamari matched up on Blacknall to the top of the screen. Pitch to Leonetti. Leonetti's going to break through, trying to get around Kyle Kelleher, though, and Sean O'Sullivan come up with big-time stop for a loss.
And good pursuit there also by number 88, Mark Garrett, sort of there to finish him off if he bounced off. And that's going to be the last play of this first quarter.
And number 13, Kyle Kelleher, loss of 1 yard, second down, second and 11.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Manalapan 7, East Brunswick 0. This is first of 2 home games in a row for the Bears. Bears' homecoming game will be next Friday night here at J. Doyle. All the festivities, 7 o'clock time.
While we have a chance here too, Ken, just go through the athletes of the month for October for East Brunswick. In cheerleading, Danielle Alba. Boys cross country, Liam McSpirit. Sarah Frost was the athlete of the month for girls cross country. Leah Zwig was field hockey, who's having a nice year. Football, Michael Quinnen, number 50. Kylie Feldman for gymnastics. Jesse Stabinski for boys soccer, who I found out both the boys and girls soccer team got the #1 seeds in the upcoming GMC tournament. Ellie DiLiberto for girls soccer. Jennifer Chen for the outstanding girls tennis team, and Jennifer Murphy for girls volleyball. East Brunswick next week. Homecoming has I think a pretty good shot against JP Stevens. JP Stevens struggling a little bit this year. They do have a good running back, but that's a game to look at.
Lombana under center. Blacknell to the bottom of your screen, in the slot. Fake handoff, rolling and keeping, and having a clear lane to the end zone, and stumbles before reaching the end zone.
That's a good call there. His knee was down before he went in there.
But that might be enough for the first down. We'll have to wait for the official spot.
I think it's just going to be about a half a yard short. I think he had to get to about the 1.5 yard line.
Well, third down here, a play here where you can bust through and register a sack or a tackle for loss, and you force Manalapan to kick a field goal. Single setback behind. That's Leonetta. Leonetta's going to have it.
Oh, wow.
He has no problem getting to the end zone untouched. And that's the second Manalapan touchdown of the night.
That was a little too easy there. Guess maybe East Brunswick expecting something up the middle and just
well, that
didn't really react.
I mean, so they've gotten most of their yardage running off tackles. On to try the extra point is actually the third string quarterback. And puts it through. True when the Braves go up 14-0 on the Bears with 11:45 left to go in this first half. The Bears next week again, JP Stevens here at J. Doyle Field. And then a couple of games probably on the road. We don't know about the state consolation playoff game, but the Bears would be at Piscataway and Edison, I believe, are the two on the road games before the Battle of Route 18, an annual Turkey Day game. 10 o'clock here at J. Doyle this year.
And actually, a couple big games in the conference. Old Bridge against Monroe, 1 and 2 in the top 10 in the Middlesex County conference, playing against each other, and also Piscataway Sayreville playing tonight. So 2 really good games there.
Tamori is back deep to receive this, and he's standing at about his 5-yard line. Now your kicker, Mike Caggiano, again, the third string quarterback listed on the depth chart here, put one into the end zone, which is 70+ yards away. This is more of a line drive kick, but again, and back into the end zone for the touchback. No altitude induced
no, not
long
like
kick
mile
there.
high, right?
Yeah. Well, we're under a beautiful full moon here at J. Doyle Field. Perfect for Halloween, except we're a little bit early. We're 2 weeks early for Halloween.
Another impressive season.
This is the third possession for the Bears. The last one resulted in an interception, which was then taken in a few plays later. There's our full moon. Yep.
They listen to us up there, I guess.
McSweeney with Gerhardt's in the backfield. Will keep it himself, trying to get around the corner, and is swarmed under for perhaps back to the line of scrimmage at best. They'll wait for the spot here. They might actually. Yep, about it.
Looked like maybe he had something there for a second, but Manalapan closed rather quickly.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
Well, I mean, that could be a matter of taking some chances and if you know you don't have a good team that is explosive, blocks well, your linebackers are cheating. They're really up close.
Yep.
And then when you do break it outside, they're very quick to the ball. So we have a timeout for Bears are going to take a timeout here. Coach Bob Molar is going to kind of talk this through here.
And for our viewers out there, Bob Molar's first year coaching East Brunswick, took over for the long-tenured Marcus Borden, and had some success in his career early at Carteret, the last few years at St. Joe's, who just started a football program with him a few years back. They're having a nice season this year, so he's trying to sort of rebuild this East Brunswick program who, last couple of years have struggled a little bit. Hearing good things about the eighth grade team, who is having a nice year, undefeated. So looks like there's some help on the way, some talent.
2nd and 10. And Gerhardt's is back now behind center. In the shotgun, low snap, takes the direct snap, breaks it to the outside. And a little bit of a late flag there. We'll wait for the call here, but when it's thrown in the backfield, you tend to think.
Stop made by Manalapan, number 58, that's Joe Fuscarino.
Let's.
78 is the holder. 78 is the holder.
They might decline this. Let's see.
78 is the holder.
They're sending them back.
Well, unfortunately for the person who was guilty of the infraction, Doug Scott, he was.
Yeah, I think he did hold. The Manalapan guy definitely sold it too. He got an Academy Award for him kind of flailing his arms up. But you know what? You do that, and the ref, even if you're not held, sometimes gives you that call. So I like that play though. I like Gerhardt's back there getting the snap and now he's behind center. A little bit more explosive with the balls in his hands.
Gerhardt's trying to break through, gets through the first line of defense, but manages only to get back to the 19. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 11. And you can expect the Manalapan defense to be teeing off here. Going to mark it down at the 18 at the 18-yard line.
Stop made by number 1, Will Lee, number 4, Chris Nostris, for the Braves. 3rd down, 3rd and 12.
Now McSweeney's going to come back into the game, so perhaps a passing down here. As Gerhardt's trying to run a little bit of wildcat. Gained, well, a few yards, but the penalty obviously took care of that.
We've got to get this playoff soon.
Bit of a throw behind Sean O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I think he maybe was doing a back shoulder or trying to get the ball out, and unfortunately O'Sullivan wasn't looking when he threw it.
And that'll bring up a 4th down, and it'll bring in the punter. Chris Jones got away a nice punt his first time. Drove the Braves return man back, and it was immediately tackled.
And that's number 33, John Chung, back from Manalapan, and number 5, Daniel Debner.
Jones had to get that off quickly there because of the rush. Bears all over it there, but it's going to be on the Bears side of the midfield stripe. Manalapan will take over at the 46-yard line. Excellent field position.
And East Brunswick better be careful there. The rest of this game and moving forward there looked like a little mix-up on that block. Manalapan almost got to that one.
Anarella's back in at quarterback, number 8. Kind of like Nick Foles, Munkovic, Nick Foles, Munkovic.
Yeah.
And a little movement there. The receiver at the top of the screen, Anthony Barone, kind of shuffled his feet a little bit.
Now, Ken, I know you're a Phillies fan. Eagles as well, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ball start on Manalapan.
Yeah, that should be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Dallas a little banged up on the defense. Don't have DeMarco Murray a running back.
Right, and I think what's his name is going to be a game time decision. Where?
Yeah, but if it's a game time decision, he's not going to be at 100%.
Right.
3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Annarella drops back. Will fire it in the middle to Barone, who kind of sat down inside a nice little soft spot in the coverage, and will get dropped at the 33-yard line, a gain of 17, 18 yards.
Yeah, Manalapan having a guy like number 11, Anthony Barone, you know, if a team tries to take Blacknall away, he looks like he's a pretty good complement to him. He's ran some nice routes, has some good size, good speed. So they've got some athletes on this team.
Yeah, their wide receivers are all 6'1", 6'2 plus. Down the seam. Gerhardt. Sean Gerhardt's had it in his hands. Let it slip right through. Hopefully that won't come back to bite the Bears.
And that's the second one, in my opinion. Bears had a pretty good shot. Obviously, that one they had a great shot at. But earlier, I thought they also threw one to number 42.
Brandon
Tamori,
Mm-hmm.
who could have made. And yet, you know, you have to make plays like that against a team like this. You can't let those opportunities slip through your hands, so to speak.
Blacknall in the slot to the lower part of your screen, split backfield. Hand off to Leonetti. Met by Gerhardt's. Wrestled down just inside the 30. Maybe forward progress to the 27.
I'm going to nitpick a little bit with number 10 for Manalapan, this good receiver side, Blacknall. He's obviously a good player, talented, going to Rutgers, one of the best receivers. I'd like to see him be a little bit more involved in the blocking game. I was just watching him on that play and wasn't, you know, very interested in blocking downfield. Watch, he'll catch a touchdown pass here.
Sean O'Sullivan draws the coverage at the top of the screen, and Annarella's looking that way, but wide open, and unfortunately underthrowing it as Blacknall came under, and taking the deep route is Chris Noesa. Noesa just was there, just slipped down, and the ball harmlessly fell in front of him.
And it's sorry, Ken. And good pressure there by Javon Ganzaroli, who hit him just as he released it, I think, which, you know, saved that from being a touchdown.
All right, well, we're going to see this kicker here in his leg, because they're going to line up for what looks like to be around a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah, it's got to be right near the 45, maybe 46-yard line.
I'm going to mark it at the 46. Okay, 46-yard field goal attempt.
Oh, I saw this guy's kicking him in the end zone from kickoff, so I don't think they're faking here.
That's short.
Yeah.
Chip shot underneath it and put it 5-6 yards short.
The field goal attempt is no good. East Brunswick takes over.
Looked like something I would do back then, you know, in the high school days.
I could see you being like a head-on kicker, though, like the toe.
Back in the good old days. Yeah, we wore leather helmets back then, too.
Like my favorite team, the Redskins, like Mark Mosley, if you remember him.
Mark Mosley, yep. Tom Dempsey on the Eagles.
Yep.
All those years. Of course, the famous Gus the Kicking Mule.
Yep.
With the missed field goal, the ball will be returned to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 28-yard line. So the Bears catch a big break there after nearly having an interception and then nearly also having a receiver slip behind the coverage. McSweeney with Gerhardt's, and in the backfield, a handoff to Gerhardt's, and he's dropped for a loss. It looks like they're not even cluing on Sam Walker. So they're just waiting for Gerhardt's.
That was R.J. Krause with a big hit. I kind of like, not that you have to do it every time, obviously, but you just get the ball back. You have a little bit of momentum. I like maybe if you have a play that you haven't tried, or maybe try something, down the field to sort of catch them off guard a little bit. You have a little momentum after, getting decent field position there. But obviously you can't do it every time. But I always like that after, a turnover, that missed field goal there, maybe taking a shot, or one of your plays you kind of would like to try.
Pitch to Gerhardt's, no room. As Manalapan strung the play out to the sideline, and Gerhardt's is chased out of bounds.
And like you said too, Ken, they're sort of just, everyone's up on the line of scrimmage here, just sort of keying in on the line of scrimmage. So you have to do something to sort of back them up and have them think that you might do something else. And I know it's easier said than done, and you have certain plays that your team runs and what your offense is, but they're really just, up on the line of scrimmage and daring them to throw behind them. Even a screen of some sort or something.
Yeah, I mean, you'll look at this. Even though this is an obvious passing down, you're going to see all 9, 10, even 11. In this case, okay, so they dropped 2 back, but there are 9 people within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. McSweeney floats it down, and not even close to Gerhardt's, who never really kind of broke it to the outside and around his coverage.
And right before that play was going off, we saw a good picture of our East Brunswick cheerleaders to give them a shout out for coming out here and cheering on the Bears. They always do a good job.
Coach Caitlin LeBlanc.
That's right. I was actually good, Ken. I was looking for the.
Oh.
I knew LeBlanc. I wasn't sure of the first name.
Jones gets a good kick off, and it bounces. Picked up on one hop. Great pursuit there. Bears on their punt coverage.
Late flag here.
Yeah, late flag. Okay, Eugene Sampietro on the coverage, on the tackle. We got to see what this late flag is all about. Could be a hold, block behind the back. Let's listen in.
Picked it up, hold on. Block in the back. I'm in Manalapan. First down.
And probably the worst field position here for Manalapan here at the 15-yard line. 6:38 left to go, first half. Now, we get into a discussion, and I know you were talking about that with Coach Brady about the soccer and the PowerPoints.
Right.
You got a team, you got a mismatch, and let's call it, this is a mismatch for Manalapan. Would it look, if this score was to stay, let's say 21-0,
right,
would that weigh against them?
No. I can tell you from after this play here.
Out on the flat, picked up and knocked out of bounds. That's Nelson Rivera.
If it's like basketball, you get points for the group of the team you play. So the higher the group, the more points you get. So group 5 in football, I'm assuming you get 5 points. Basketball, group 4 teams, you get 4. Group 3, 3. You also get points in terms of how many wins the team that you're playing has. And I can't think off the top of my head how you have that. And then there's some residual points you get if the team you play. There's a bunch of things, but the score, from what I'm familiar with, does not factor into it. But I could be wrong because I'm not sure about the football.
Leonetti gets the handoff, gets about the 40, or almost to the 40, to the 38, 39-yard line. So we'll give him 5 yards, 6 yards on the play. It'd be second down and 4. And once again, Manalapan changing quarterbacks again. Charles Lombana now in.
Yeah, with the college football, with that whole BCS system, they have a ton of things: schedule strength, the score of games, the voters. So that's really complicated, but.
And false start on the offense here. A little bit of a confusion as the wide receivers, Blacknell and Omar or Dogby were kind of confused and a little bit slow in getting out to their marks. So the 5-yard penalty will back up to the original, almost original line of scrimmage here at 32. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ravana chased by Kyle Kelleher. Looking. A little bit, it reminds you of a little bit of a left-handed Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, yeah. Sort of popping around out there, jumping around a little bit.
But being a lefty, as he's coming toward us here, the close sideline, being a lefty, he's got nowhere to throw unless he's going to throw back across his body.
Right.
And Kyle Kelleher is right on there. So if he takes a moment to plant, he's going to get planted.
Yeah, and the problem with that play Manalapan ran is they really just have one receiver running along with him. So if he's not open, he's really has no choice but to try to turn it upfield. He can't, like you said, throw it across his body to the other side.
3rd and 7. Again. And Kyle Kelleher picked it off and will run it back for an East Brunswick touchdown. As Lambada tried to get that pass off, it looks like Kelleher just smothered it. Wow. Talk about a quick change in momentum here. I was looking for that ball to come out, and it didn't come out. And then I'm looking for it on the ground, and it didn't go on the ground. And Kyle Kelleher just grabbed it and ran with it.
Well, that energized East Brunswick there. Crowd got into it, bench got into it there. And this extra point goes in. It's a 7-point game here.
And essentially with the missed field goal and now the touchdown on the side for the Bears, that's a 10-point swing. This could have easily been 21-0 with Manalapan, or 17-0 with Manalapan with the ball, potentially go up 24-0. And now it's 14-7 with 4:57 left to go in the second quarter.
And the East Brunswick's first points, other than the North Brunswick game, was the only game that they scored in. So, that's a good sign. And you need, the East Brunswick needed a play like that. Give Kelleher credit. The play before, chasing down the quarterback. He's, you can see him on the sideline. He's a little bit tired here. He's been working hard.
Well, he plays both sides of the ball.
Right. Yep.
Tight end sometimes on the
Exactly.
offensive set and on the D line.
Second quarter score, Sayreville 14, Piscataway 12.
14-12. I hear there was Sayreville over Piscataway.
Oldbridge 7, Monroe 7.
7-7 Old Bridge Monroe. Okay. Early.
Yeah.
Tim Flynn will tee it off from the 40 for Manalapan, Daniel Debner. And John Chung are the deep backs. Line drive. Debner coming up the far sideline with a wall of blockers behind him. Gets through and goodbye. Just when you thought.
You know what I was going to say, Ken, right before? I was going to say, you, not that you're letting your guard down on that, but after a big play like that, eesh.
Yeah.
And you called it. They had a nice wall set up there. And give credit to Manalapan's kickoff team there. Debner did a good job of finding the hole and get up there, but that was great blocking and a great wall set up. And that sort of takes some of the air out of East Brunswick.
Well,
there.
the kick was a line drive, and it wasn't hard to catch, and it was right at Debner. If that ball is on a couple of bounces, maybe it takes a little longer. If a little high pop up, it takes a little longer, but. The extra point is
good.
good.
Number 18, Mike Pagiano, is good.
And you have at least one guy on that kickoff coverage that needs to stay outside and make him cut it up, and obviously that didn't happen there. And Debner did a good job of just going right along that sideline, and then once he got past there, no one from East Brunswick could catch him.
This game will be rebroadcast on November 30th, 3:30 p.m. on EBTV. It's part of a marathon of fall sports season activity. It's also available on demand at ebtv.org, or go on the East Brunswick Public Library website and click on EBTV and just click the video on demand menu, where you can draw from the wealth of programming here, not just East Brunswick High School athletics, but as well as some of the community programming that EBTV does. Tamori will be back to receive. Which so far tonight has been not exactly a fruitful opportunity for the Bears to advance the ball, as these kicks have gone into the end zone, 3 out of 4. This one can be returned. Tamori drops it. I didn't see who picked that up. Was that Sam Walker who picked that up on the other side?
That was number 16.
16. Malik Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he just kind of got hit immediately, one down pretty hard there.
Okay, so you've just now had the highs and the lows.
Yeah, you have.
And guess what you got to guard against here?
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Plus, Manalapan, wasn't too happy with that interception so they're going to be really keen in here and trying to get after McSweeney.
And Gerhartz will get a couple of yards. Gerhartz has not been able to get anything. He's been hit either at the line or behind the line of scrimmage every time.
Yeah, he did a nice job to even get about 3 or 4 yards there, because he got hit pretty much immediately and was able to carry a couple guys.
East Brunswick needs to get at least one first down out of this. They'd be punting out of pretty much the shadow of their goalpost right around the goal line, guaranteeing Manalapan with the opportunity to have the ball on East Brunswick's side with some time left. Manalapan does have...
They got to hurry up here.
Yeah.
Eric Cho came in late, and the guy's counting already back here. This could be a delay game if they don't hurry up. And East Brunswick's going to take a timeout. Just a little miscommunication there. Looked like guy was in there late.
Well, we're coming down to the end of the fall sports season. You mentioned the seedings for the GMC soccer tournaments.
Right, yeah.
'Tis that time. Both soccer teams having good seasons.
Yeah, both having excellent seasons. Both at one point, I haven't checked very recently, but I know at one point both were ranked in the top 20 in the state. Not sure if that's still the case. I know they both had a couple losses recently.
McSweeney with the pitch. Gerhartz gets it out to about the 25.
Well, like you were saying, Ken, this is a big third down, a third and a long, 1 short 2.
Again, substitution issues here. Kyle Kelleher will come back on. Gerhardt's is not even going to get to the 25.
Yeah, we'll be lucky to get marked right where they started. Manalapan not fooled there.
That was a rather generous spot.
Yeah, that was. I don't know about bringing it. That was a great spot. I still think they had to get at least to that line. Okay, good. They were calling him out, but now they see he had to get to that line to get that first down. And East Brunswick at least is going to look as if.
Well, they're running the clock down. They're running the clock down here. And unless Manalapan takes a timeout, they're going to run this clock down to bear nothing and probably call the timeout with.
Right.
When the back judge here starts timing it down here, they call the timeout now. Third and final timeout for the Bears. 2:34 left to go in this first half. Next week here at J. Doyle, homecoming. Hope to see all the alumni back. Hopefully the weather is just as nice, and then we'll be here. If not, kind of hard to broadcast in the rain.
Yeah. And I think East Brunswick has a shot at least against J.P. Stephen. Certainly looking at the teams J.P. Stevens has played and the scores, you would think East Brunswick would be competitive. Being a home game, being homecoming, should be a good crowd here. And looks like East Brunswick's offense is going to stay out here.
Well,
I don't mind this.
No, because the punt's not going to get you much. Your punt's going to put the ball in the 45.
No,
I don't think they were set. I don't think the play was set. Timeout. Oh, actually, timeout Manalapan before the snap.
Okay.
So a little bit of gamesmanship here. Kind of like when you get those plays in the NBA where team comes out, they're ready to inbound the ball at midcourt, and you see the setup. Okay, defense calls timeout.
Right, or even steps over and delay a game, just to see sort of how they're set up, what they're going to run.
Well, you're not getting anything up the middle. I would not think that this would be, unless you're going to quarterback sneak it and kind of hope that McSweeney can find a pocket of open space. Needs to get pretty much a whole yard here. Tamari is the deep back.
Oh, I think he might have just got it right on that second effort there. Although they're not giving him a good spot at all.
Now, because then he might have been down.
Maybe might have been down. You're right. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Oh, okay, yeah. And that was purely on Gerhardt's. Actually, it was Gerhardt's, and just leaning and falling over.
Fell forward, exactly. I think initially on that initial hit, he wasn't going to have it, but like you said, he was able to fall forward, so good effort there. We'll see what Manalapan does here if they call any of their timeouts if they get a stop here on this down. Because they, I believe, have all three left.
No, they called one prior to the fourth down, so they did.
Okay, that's right.
Handoff goes for a gain of about half a yard, maybe.
East Brunswick #5, John Gerhardt's on the carry. Stop made by Manalapan.
Under 2 minutes.
And Manalapan will get the ball to start the second half. They deferred. So you wonder, I know East Brunswick doesn't have good field position. You don't want to do something silly here, but you wonder if they might take a shot here, since Manalapan does get the ball to start the second half.
And Gerhardt's has wrestled that down after about a 2-yard gain, and timeout immediately called. So 1:12 left. It'll be a third down and 8. And you can expect that they will call their final timeout after the next play. So they would punt with about a minute left and have about a minute with the ball probably around midfield Or
iPhone turned into the scoreboard, into the press box area. It's a black iPhone with the Mophie case. If you're Boston, iPhone, a black iPhone with a Mophie case. Please report to the press box. Thank you.
Again, a beautiful day, a beautiful night here. Spirit Week activities next week at East Brunswick High School, along with the parent-teacher conferences. Coach Bob Molar's trying to get at least the first down, if not more, here. McSweeney will come out. Gerhardt and Walker will be probables in the backfield here for a 3rd down and 8. Drop back, pass over the middle. Kelleher had it in his hands, went right through. So Manalapan gets to save that last timeout. 1 minute 8 left in the first half, and East Brunswick will have to go back and punt.
I like the play call. Like pretty good throw there by McSweeney. Took a pretty good hit after he released it, and like you said, that's one Keller had a shot at.
And Jones pops one up. Does get a friendly Bears roll, and it will go out at the 32.
On by East Brunswick, number 30, Chris Jones rolls out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
So let's see who's going to come in out. Is that? Well, he's true to form. Dana Anarella here, number 8, will have 59 seconds and 1 timeout to go 68 yards.
And just looking at the stats, he is the quarterback with the better numbers throwing the ball, so I would assume they're going to throw it.
And now you've got the double coverage on Syed Blacknell. But Anarella's looking right there, turns, trying to look for a second read here. And caught and running smartly out of bounds at the 45. That must have been like the 3rd read. Gerard Hodge Rocourt. And Blacknell just sat down in space and really wasn't trying to get himself open.
Yeah, sort of gave up after he didn't get the ball right away.
But the change in defense, there was the initial coverage, and then they're playing too deep, guarding against this big play. Gerhardt and McSweeney are playing deep here. Jump ball, and Gerhardt comes up with the interception, as you could just tell that he was keying in on Blacknell and just didn't even give him a chance to go up and jump for it. Now, interesting again, change of defense there, because defending him on the way down was Javon Ganzaroli, who's also maybe 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, he's got some good size.
As opposed to Brandon Tamori or McSweeney or Gerhardt. And Gerhardt sitting back there deep, came up with the interception. So the Bears have generated 2 turnovers. They've given up 1, but they are, have 2 turnovers to their credit. And right now, Coach Molar is just going to take what he has and go into the locker room. Only down by 14 at 21-7.
I think they'll have to have one more play here. Nope, they're not going to spot it till. Let's say, yep. They're going to have one more play here.
As we're just watching the clock run out here, and it's not like in pros where with 30 seconds left, they're running to the locker room. Just waiting here for the time to run out. And it does. And our score again at halftime, the Braves of Manalapan 21 and the East Brunswick Bears 7. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment.
up here is to make sure that you learn. The trophies and the titles aren't given, they're earned.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. Drum Major Kevin Houston, is the band ready?
Yeah, you go!
East Brunswick, you may take the field in halftime exhibition. gentlemen, that was the 2013.
Second half action commenced shortly. You're here at J. Doyle Field. I'm Ken Saroka along with Richie Whalen. Bears trail 21-7, and that key moment in that first half, Bears Kyle Kelleher smothers the Manalapan quarterback and grabs an errant throw, almost like swallows it, and runs it in for a touchdown. And on the ensuing kickoff,
Yeah.
the touchdown goes the other way as containment was broken, and Daniel Debner runs it back 75 or so yards. You can sense, though, that there was that momentum for the 35, 40 seconds, I guess, until the kickoff. I mean, you can sense that there was just, yeah, we're here. It's 14-7.
You know what? This might not be the worst time to try an onside kick. I know, maybe that's drastic here, but maybe catch them off guard. And I know East Brunswick wasn't happy to start this second half. Manalapan sort of went on the bear in the middle of the field and was sort of doing some stuff.
That kickoff again, a line drive kick to Debner. Debner going to try again, once again to come up the sidelines, and this time a little better containment job on that outside. He gets out to about the 30-yard line.
Like you said, not a great kick there, though.
That was East Brunswick, number 11, Tim Flynn on the kickoff. Stop made by East Brunswick, number 15, Kyle Wiggins. Manalapan takes over.
And I was a bit disappointed to see that Manalapan has not really gone to their all-state Rutgers recruit Syed Blacknall as much as they could have. There's obviously a size mismatch, and there's a inside keeper as for the Braves. Charles Lambana starts at quarterback. The left-handed Johnny Manziel equivalent here. Bears did win the battle of turnovers in that first half, forcing 2 interceptions, one that was returned by Kelleher for a touchdown.
And then Gerhardt's at the end of the half. And
Ball's on the ground
there after you said that, Ken. And East Brunswick is going to have the ball.
Yes.
I know Quinn ended up with it. I couldn't quite tell who got their hand in there. I wish I could tell you, but whoever did made a great play for East Brunswick.
Yeah, Michael Quinn comes up with it. Third turnover. And the Bears now with positive yardage here are on the positive side of the field at the 33. Gerhardt's a lone setback. Wide receiver split. Aaron McSweeting at quarterback. And there's been a lot of line-related penalties on both sides. Encroachments as well as false start.
False start.
Let's go, guys. Forget about it.
Looked like the right side of the line there for East Brunswick moved. And East Brunswick's had some trouble moving the ball, so you definitely don't want to give yourself a longer first down here. So 1st and 15.
McSweeney did complete a pass of about maybe 10, 12 yards in length to, and he's going to try it once. Well, this one's a little deeper pass here, bumping down there, incidental, and he's going to throw it, yes. Javon Ganzaroli, who was the recipient of that first quarter pass that gave the Bears their only, I guess, first down, and gets the pass interference call as the defender was pretty much face guarding all the way.
Yeah, and I think the first drive they had one to him. I think they should look at that matchup a little bit more. I like that play there. Give him a shot. It's one-on-one coverage. He's got a little bit of a height advantage on number 5, Debner, who has decent size, but Gonzaroli has better size.
Penalty, pass interference against Manalapan.
Not a spot foul.
Right, it would be a first down, though. It should be, because it was 1st and 15.
And it is a first down for the Bears. Ball spotted on the 21-yard line. 22-yard line.
And I know people don't sometimes like to do this. I'd run the exact same play here. I do the same thing.
You got the same matchup.
Yep.
Daniel Debner and Gabrielli there. That hasn't worked at all. Well, that hasn't worked. Gerhardt's maybe has 20 yards on 20 carries tonight.
Yeah, there hasn't been much there for him.
Second and 10.
Gerhardt's a lone setback. Again, wide receiver split, same matchups. Single coverage. And McSweeney just got eaten up for a 10-yard loss.
A quarterback sack on the play. That's Manalapan.
Looked like he was going to roll right and try to get a long pass downfield to Sean O'Sullivan. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 20.
And the one tough thing there, Manalapan is getting good penetration. So when you do that fake, by the time McSweeney turns around, there's pressure in his face already. So I know you maybe want to roll him out a little bit shorter, get him on the run, but you give the defense time to sort of penetrate there. I'd almost rather like to see him in shotgun. Give him a little time. If he wants to roll out, he can.
In 3rd down and 20, you're pretty much in 2-down territory here, with a field goal not really meaning much here, and plus it would be such a great distance. McSweeney, the ball is batted down. That's the second pass he's had batted down at the line, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 20.
Number 80, that was Sean O'Sullivan, the intended receiver. Pass knocked down by 55. That's Joe Mendez with the pressure.
You can see
4th and 19.
Ganzaroli was talking to McSweeney as he was heading back to the huddle. Bears have to get down to the 13-yard line. So this is pretty much a 4th and 18, 4th and 19. Sam Walker going to stay in the back to help block. McSweeney looking downfield for Kelleher. Flag of the play. I guess they're going to get a hold there in the backfield.
And if it is, that obviously will be declined. So Manalapan will get the ball.
Number 13, that's Kyle Kelleher. Penalty marker on the play. Penalty was holding against East Brunswick. Penalty is declined.
I actually think Kelleher might have had a step there. If that ball maybe a little more air under it. I'm not sure if Kelleher maybe stopped for a second running, but almost there.
So the Bears turn it over on downs, giving Manalapan their second opportunity here in the second half. Up 21-7. Anarella is now a quarterback. That pass intended for Gerard Hodge Roadcourt. Incomplete.
Gerard Hodge Roadcourt. In on the coverage for East Brunswick was number 22, Michael Contreras.
Manalapan seems to be throwing the ball a little bit more here. Or attempting to, at least.
Inside handoff. That goes.
Ball.
And once again, ball on the
ball
ground.
came out.
Emmanuel Mayfield, second time he's put the ball on the turf so far in the second half.
They're going to say
Second
they
down.
recovered
Okay,
it.
yep. 3rd down.
Manalapan, number 13 on the carry, Emmanuel Mayfield. Gain of 1 yard, 3rd down.
Again, very surprised that we don't have a constant barrage of passes heading to the wide. I mean, they have other big wide receivers too. It's not just
right.
You know, it's not just Blacknell. Screen pass set inside here. Driven out of bounds or driven down at the 41, so it looks like it'll be 4th down. Their wide receiving core, Anthony Barone, listed as 6'1". Omar Dogby is 6'2". Blacknell's 6'3". And they've been in the game at the same time, too.
I mean, I would even be open to, putting him in the backfield and just letting them touch the ball. Obviously, he's big, explosive, he's quick. So you just want to get the ball in his hands as many times as you can. And like you said, they have other receivers as well.
So
good job there by the Bears D.
They'll bring up a 4th down and call it a yard, but Braves are going to punt. Mike Caggiano, the place kicker, is also back deep to punt.
I would almost call timeout if I'm Manalapan here. This is confusion.
Gerhardt's back deep for the Bears. Good snap.
Ooh.
Fair catch called for. Gerhardt's at the 20-yard line, 19-yard line.
East Brunswick, number 5, John Gerhardt. East Brunswick takes over 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the East Brunswick High School's athletes of the month.
So the Bears now with second possession. Couldn't do anything with it when they had the ball on the Manalapan side of the 50. Now we're operating from their own 20. 7 minutes left to go, third quarter, and down by 14 here to the Braves, who are a state-ranked team. O'Sullivan splits out to the top of your screen. Ganzaroli to the bottom. The handoff to Gerhardt's. Trying to cut it around and is going to be dropped for a loss. And honestly, I think when we look at the statistics at the end of this game, John Gerhardt's may have 10 yards.
Yeah.
On 20 carries, because they have just pursued so well.
They have, and East Brunswick's got to do a little bit better job on that offensive line of kind of staying with those blocks. And Manalapan has definitely been very aggressive defensively. They have, like you had mentioned earlier, Ken, they have everyone basically right up on that line of scrimmage.
Well, they don't respect the pass. Right. They don't respect the pass. You can look on the screen right there, and everybody is within 6 yards, 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now the pitch to Gerhardt's trying to get it on the outside, has some blocking, but again, the play is strung out long enough where pursuit can happen. Sean O'Sullivan there blocking on the outside has got to push a little further, push a little faster, because his man basically clogged up the line of scrimmage.
Right. You know what the problem is, too, you run on 1st and 2nd down, which Manalapan expects. Now, they might expect some type of pass, so I'd like to see East Brunswick once in a while, on 1st or 2nd down. It doesn't have to always be a deep pass, but, a screen, get Gonzaroli a chance. He's got a one-on-one matchup. Kelleher, the tight end, is a good player. But now you're sort of, 3rd and long. Manalapan sort of expecting the pass in these situations.
Timeout Bears. A lot of confusion there, and time clock was running down on the Bears.
Time for more East Brunswick High School athletes of the month. For October, our football athlete is
athletes of the month.
Yeah.
You want to give a shout out to some of our finest here.
Athletes of the month for October. Cheerleading, Danielle Alba. Boys cross country, Liam McSpirit. Sarah Frost was for girls cross country. Leah Swig for field hockey. Football, number 50, Michael Quinnen. Kylie Feldman for the girls gymnastics team. Jesse Stabinski and Ellie DiLiberto for boys and girls soccer, respectively. Jennifer Chen for girls tennis, and girls volleyball, Jennifer Murphy. A lot of these teams are headed into their conference tournament coming up. We had mentioned earlier the boys and girls soccer getting the number 1 seed in the GMC tournament coming up. Girls tennis winning the GMC tournament, team tournament, and also some individual winners. So they're having a great year. So a lot of success as usual for the fall programs.
3rd and 11. McSweeney gets tackled. They're going to call him down by contact as that ball popped loose. Looked like Chris Cruz, number 2, on the tackle there. Just quick, so quick.
Yeah. and he took a pretty good hit there.
East Brunswick quarterback number 1, that's Aaron McSweeney, sacked on the play. In on the stop was number
Ball
2,
spotted now at the 7-yard line, so Jones is going to be punting out of his own end zone.
22.
Manalapan set up at the 50, and that's
Maybe generous, right?
yeah. And now we have a timeout. Manalapan?
Timeout on the field. Timeout.
That I mean, unless there was some kind of personnel issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, they had 11 on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the East Brunswick High School quarterback.
Been pretty sloppy here on both sides.
Italian Grill for feeding the Bears each and every game day. Once again, thank you to Brava's.
Again, a beautiful,
Go Bears.
beautiful night here at J. Doyle Field. No breeze to speak of. Cool temperatures and a beautifully full moon, which we
East Brunswick girls volleyball team
had seen earlier in the broadcast.
9-9 record. Their next game is.
You think that the cameras would be really up to get that zoomed in right there so you can see the features really well.
And once again, let's hear it for Coach.
All right, here we go again. Jones back to punt now. He's in his own end zone here with the Braves return men set up at around midfield. And they're setting up a full return. Jones gets a nice punt as it does drive return man back to the 48, drops it, puts it on the turf, and gets through the defense. And here it goes, track meet. Again, containment broken on that outside, and one tackle skipped, and then Jones is the last man back, and he gets hammered. Second special teams touchdown here for the Braves.
By Manalapan, that was number.
And it doesn't always happen this way, but sometimes when there's, a good long kick, also the ball gets on the ground for a second, you sort of relax and you have more ground to cover there. So, like you said, second special teams touchdown for Manalapan today.
Well, out of the 5 touchdowns scored, we've had an interception return and 2 special teams touchdowns. So the offenses here really can't take credit for this score. Caggiano will set up the extra point. Spot, hold. Diving in front, Kyle Kelleher just does not get there in time, but the extra point being good. 28-7.
Once again, our varsity cheerleaders, those captains for our varsity cheerleading team.
So like you said, Ken, if you think about it, being 28-7 here in Manalapan, really only 14 of the 28 have been scored by the offense. So, East Brunswick defensively overall, although Manalapan, we might look at the stats and see the yards they have, East Brunswick's defense has played relatively well. It's really, like you said, that one obviously big kickoff after the interception return for a touchdown.
And they forced 3 turnovers.
Yeah,
and
2 scored, and their one scorer is on defense.
Right.
So.
Right. It's not the problem here with the offense or with the defenses. It's just that lack of concentration. Again, those outside guys have to hold that lane and force them back to the middle, and pretty much the return man just stayed at the numbers.
Takes a little different mindset to play special teams. You really got to kind of throw your body out there.
High and deep, but returnable for Brandon Tamori, who takes it at the 5. And 4 Brave defenders bring him down at the 15.
Number 82, Brandon Phillip. He's hit first by Manalapan, number 7, Quentin Hodge-Grant. First down, East Brunswick.
Generous spot there to give him to the 17-yard line.
Well, let's see if they listen to me here. Let's see if they try maybe some type of pass on first down.
Well, Tamori and O'Shawn O'Sullivan are split out to the top of your screen. Gerhardt's the lone back. And the handoff to Gerhardt goes nowhere, loses 2 yards. Honestly, that play has to go.
Yeah,
You're not going to make up a 21-point deficit plugging it into the line. You have not done it all night. And you haven't shown much variation. It's just, Gerhardt's is there. Here's the ball. Go run.
Yeah. And Manalapan has, like you said, Ken, is just, they're up there. They're expecting that, and,
they're loading the box.
Yeah, they have more. When you have more people there than
if you look at
look
at your monitor right now, 1, 2, and they're creeping up now. They're within 5 yards. 10 of the defenders are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Of course, they can get there. They can get there on time. Get there and stop the play with no gain.
And I realize too with the East Brunswick, their starting quarterback Kevin Hemmings is out with an injury. So this, I don't know exactly when that happened. So it's, somewhat new here to McSweeney, but at the same time, he's done a decent job a few times. Gonzaroli has a catch. Kelleher has been open a couple times. So. Gotta sometimes try something else.
Well, you have 3 wide receivers at the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. Sweeney. And that pass is intended for Gerhardt, but getting a hand on it, Anthony Barone.
In on the coverage for Manalapan was number 37, Vincent.
We haven't seen any misdirection kind of running. You haven't seen any reverses.
Screens even, right, where they're really coming upfield. The screen might work well. Haven't seen one of those yet.
Either a wide receiver screen or that.
Right.
Jones back again to punt. But having a reasonable, beautiful punt. Tight spiral and a fair catch call for, bobbled. And finally corralled.
I think number 4 for East Brunswick might have held there on the end. I don't know if that's what they're going to call. There is a flag on the play. I think he might have saved the block punt, though.
The Braves will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Penalty marker.
Let's listen in.
Yeah, they're going to make him kick it again here.
Penalty marker on the play. The penalty was holding against.
Okay, so we heard the shirt ruffle as he pulled his arms down, but didn't hear the explanation. He was yelling at the coach about the hold.
Yeah, number 4, Jason Andre there actually probably did the right thing. He was kind of beat and held number 55 for Manalapan, and it might have saved the block punt there. So Manalapan's going to make them kick it again and drop them back.
Oh! And with the holding penalty, moving the ball back to the 9-yard line. That puts Jones back into his own end zone. Now, last time this happened, Manalapan set up a return rather than going for the block. 2:28 left to go, 3rd quarter. And that was not a good punt, so that, as Jones apparently did not hear or was not paying attention to the whistle. Okay, the wrong hash mark or wrong spot. Nice punt. Getting out of the way there, as it was close to the sideline, was Debner.
The punt by East Brunswick, Chris Jones, bounces out of bounds.
So Manalapan will take over with the ball on their own 46. Another flag on the play.
Yeah, I saw number 65 was mixing it up with someone on Manalapan there. Might be a personal foul.
All setting penalties, coach. He has the foul on white and green, okay? And unsportsmanlike here, okay? Offset, right? Foot.
The penalty.
Okay, so
Personal foul.
not like they got the second guy in. They got both of them for a little bit of extracurricular activity.
You know what? It might sound bad that I'm saying that's a good thing, but I like number 65 there, Alex Wojcik, mixing it up a little bit, showing a little fight.
Lambana, as the carousel of quarterbacks continue. Quick flanker screen. And getting it out over midfield is Chris Cruz.
Charles Lamanna, complete to number 2, Chris Cruz. Stop made by East Brunswick number 22, Michael Contreras. Gain of 6 yards, second down, and 4.
Second and 4. Again, same play, except different receiver. Trying to get close to the first down, but coming up just short here as he goes out of bounds. Gerard Hodge Rocourt.
Gerard Hodge Rocourt. Gain of 3 yards, third down and 1. Stop made by East Brunswick number 22.
3rd and 1.
Contreras.
2 down territory, you would assume, for Manalapan here, up 28-7. Minute 40 left, third quarter from Jade Oil Field. Black now to the lower part of your screen. Lambana keeps it and gets the first down, pushes the pile to about the 37.
Manalapan quarterback, number 15, Charles Lambana.
And he's hobbled
Stop made by East
as he was
Brunswick, number
trying to get off the field,
Right.
just collapsed.
Joe Chetta. Timeout on the field. Timeout for.
Yeah, he just kind of, I didn't even realize that something was bothering him, and next thing you know, he takes a couple steps towards the sideline and looked like maybe an ankle or a knee. See Phil Hassler there, the head trainer at East Brunswick, long time in that position.
And one of the people who was way ahead of the curve when it comes to head traumas and concussions. Before we started getting with the NFL and all these lawsuits and all this brain research that you hear about, and unfortunately these incidents with retired players.
Right.
He was way ahead of the game with that, and that goes back 15 years when I was coaching.
Yeah. A lot of the athletes also know him with the chocolate milk that kind of helps support your recovery. So he has a chocolate milk after, you know, practice or exercise.
No, heck, why not just have one?
Yeah.
Have one now. I mean, just not don't wait till after practice. Go ahead and crack open a, you know.
I can't remember the last
Bottle
time
of
I had
Yoo-hoo.
chocolate milk though. You drink?
You know, once in a great while. You know, if we have any chocolate syrup lying around from baking cookies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good right now, actually. Could go for that.
Well, Lambana comes off, and that will usher back into the game Anarella, I would assume.
And you're right.
First down for Manalapan.
But-
First down.
But Lambana did get the first down before his injury, so. There's the deep bomb. And just overthrew his man, Daniel Park. Or sorry, Omar Dogby.
Yeah, he had a few steps on East Brunswick defenders there.
Manalapan pass by number 8 quarterback Dan Anarella. Intended.
But again, you got Dogby there listed
Omar Dogby
at
intended receiver.
6'2".
Pass falls incomplete. In on the coverage for East Brunswick was number 42, Brandon Tamori.
And now Blacknell takes the same position. Wouldn't be surprised to see the same play.
No, exactly.
Now, flanker screen. And again, Tamari's got to come up and wrap up, and he does a great job
good
there.
tackle there.
That is one of the things we were worried about, that they would try to exploit the size mismatch and the physicality mismatch there.
To number 10.
If you're that big as a wide receiver, you've got to be able to shuck off that first tackle.
Down and 4. Stop made by East Brunswick. Number 42, Brandon Tamori. Third down.
Third down 4. Manalapan's got to get to the 30, just outside the 32. Handoff. Breaking it outside, trying to turn the corner, and getting to the 30-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down, is Jake McCourt.
And they'll stop the clock momentarily here, and then when it will run, this is going to be the last play of the third quarter.
Stop made by East Brunswick, number 58, Joe Chetta. That play will be the final play of the third quarter. Your score, Manalapan 28, East Brunswick.
And our score at the end of 3. East Brunswick trails the Manalapan Braves 28-7.
Only score in this third quarter was the punt return by Manalapan. East Brunswick offensively really, whole game struggling, but especially that third quarter really have not been able to get anything going. I think if we kept total yards, for the game, not a lot, but especially this quarter, I don't even know if they would be on the positive side or not.
In thinking about here, you look at the quarterbacks that East Brunswick has put out there over the last, let's say, even 10 years. You have the Matt Marianos, and then you have the Moro Tucci's,
right,
who are gifted athletes in many ways, many sports. But you get smaller quarterbacks here. We don't have that kind of tall, strong. I mean, you have to go back to somebody like a Ryan Cosentino,
right? Yeah.
To go back to that era, even around the 90s, late 90s,
right? I played with a pretty good one, more of a running quarterback, Greg Colheim. I'm sure you remember him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anarella. First down now, but something going on. Penalty. False start, looks like.
You got to throw your flag. No
Yeah,
flag is out your pocket. Got to throw your flag.
Yeah.
I saw that too. I'm saying I don't see any flag.
Yeah, that was.
Thinking the same thing.
Now the referees have two things in their kind of waistband there. They've got the beanbag that marks the fumble, where the ball would be on the ground. They throw that. They also have their flag. So maybe he did throw something, just picked the wrong thing out.
I don't think he threw anything.
First and 15 here. Anarella looking around here. Inside handoff, and the pile keeps moving as Daniel Debner looks like. Or was that Jake McCourt? That was Jake McCourt. Yeah, Debner's a wide receiver.
Stop made by East Brunswick, number 2.
Hobbling off is, and that's not a good sign for the Bears, because it's Walker, who is the running back as well. McCourt gets again through and doesn't really get tackled or touched until 3 or 4 yards, and it'll bring up a first down, or get them a first down at the 14.
Stop made by Manalapan, number 58.
And Tom Burzak got in there, just couldn't quite get a grasp of his jersey there.
First down, Manalapan.
Another handoff inside, and again darting his way through it and picking another hole is McCourt.
Looked like Joe Chetto with the initial contact there made a pretty good hit on him, and then a couple other Bears helped out.
Jake McCourt on the carry. Stop made by East Brunswick, number 58, Joe Chetta. Gain of 4 yards, second down and 6.
Second and 6, ball on the 10. McCourt, again, able to get at least 3 yards or 4 yards before being wrapped up and then dragging Bears forward. That ball will be spotted at the 5, so it's going to bring up a third down and a short 2.
Number 77, Joseph Palinetti in there.
Third down.
But like you said, the contact is coming a little bit late there.
Now they've been running it, and they're going to continue to run it. McCourt's just going to run right through everybody and get into the end zone for a touchdown. Third offensive touchdown for Manalapan.
Tell you, a heck of a block there by number 53, Joseph Selmeyer. Really pancaked someone on East Brunswick there.
Again, nothing fancy. We're not talking about reverses and end arounds, fumble rooskies, or trick plays. This is just straight up and down running. They're not busting through the middle with McCourt. They're going around the outside with Leonetta. And the extra point is good. 9:54 left, fourth quarter. Bears trail 35-7.
Number 18, Mike Caggiano, is good.
I'll be interested to see this week in practice, what can maybe find out what the injury is to Hemming, see if they can get him back. Obviously, that helps East Brunswick. He's another playmaker, has some good speed. And, next week is, if you look at East Brunswick's schedule, just being realistic here, out of the teams that are on the schedule, J.P. Stevens is obviously the one you look at where you feel if you play well, you can get those other games, realistically, unless East Brunswick really played their best and the Piscataway or Edison or Oldbridge just, didn't play real well. So see if they can get a little momentum here. Maybe the offense can get something here and get a little momentum for next week.
Deep kickoff back in the end zone, going nowhere. Again, the high school rule is if it crosses that end line or that end zone goal line, it's a touchback.
A kickoff by Manalapan.
Just looking through the record book here, Greg Kohlheim, 288 yards rushing in the game against Edison in '94.
I remember that game.
And that year he had 1,166 yards rushing. Currently ranks second all-time for rushing, and of course the first all-time rushing is Mauro Tucci. So you have two quarterbacks leading the way rushing-wise.
I'm looking at that other name there, Jim Varick, for most rushing yards in the game. I actually saw him a couple months ago. I was running a 5K in New Brunswick, and I was talking to him. He's a firefighter, so he was a good football player as well. Played at Monmouth.
Tamori gets stacked up behind the line.
East Brunswick, number 42, Brandon Tamori on the carry.
The Kohlheim also, looking at the record books, completed the 4 TD passes in a game, and that's tied for the lead in Bear history. Again, I don't understand why. I mean, unless it's just not in the repertoire here, these plays aren't working.
And my only one thing is you are who you are. You have, you know, the plays that work for you. You don't necessarily switch it depending on the team. It's sometimes tough to do, although East Brunswick had a couple weeks off. But my only thing would be, you know, first and second down, that's where you sometimes try a pass or try a screen or something like that. Now, obviously, you're third and long. Teams know that you got to throw the ball. So you kind of, I don't want to say waste first and second down, but just sometimes good to mix it up.
And that pass, it looked like it was tipped at the line. The third time that has happened.
The East Brunswick pass.
And that'll bring up a fourth down. Bears unable to move the markers. Actually lost 5 yards on that drive.
Seems so long ago, that interception by Kelleher, where it was 14-7 with, you know, 5 or 6 minutes, whatever it was, on the clock, and then right after that, kickoff return. Another good punt.
And it rolls backwards to the EB 45-yard line where it was down. And the Braves will take over.
Takes over first and 10 from the East Brunswick 45.
And Lombano's injury must be serious enough to keep him out of the game. NRL is back in there. McCourt just kind of looking for the hole. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's got a plan. It's just there and then perceives where to go and just kind of pushes his way through.
That one, that East Brunswick court sort of just stood up there, and I don't want to say stop playing, but just sort of didn't really pursue well.
Gain of 7 yards. Second down and 3.
I mean, if you look at the positives for East Brunswick tonight, the one positive, they did get, you know, some turnovers. Could have had a couple more, so that's one positive. And up until a little while ago, defense, you know, has their only score. Have done some decent things.
And that play is stuffed at the line for minimal gain, if anything, here.
Stop made on the play by East Brunswick number 78.
Doug Scott there, wrapping up.
The other thing to keep in mind with this defense, you know, listen, they've been on the field a long time. Manalapan's had long drives. East Brunswick has not been able to get first down. So, you know, these are a lot of the same players the whole game that have been out there. So they're, you know, you can't really blame them for being a little bit tired here, because they've had to be on this field for a long time.
And Blacknell hasn't even been on the field the last 2 drives, so seems to be he's rested for the night. Inside handoff, that time goes to Imamu Mayfield.
And although Michael Quinn in number 50 didn't make that play, his penetration sort of caused things to sort of back up there, and then a couple Bears with the stop.
For East Brunswick, number 67, Tom Herzog on the stop. Fourth down, 4th and 1.
4th and 1, they're deciding to go for it here.
And Mayfield gets through, pushes the line forward to the 30, gain of about 5. Needed only 1, so it'll be a first down for Manalapan.
Gain of 5 yards. Good Brady Braves, first down. Stop made by East Brunswick, number 77, Joseph Palinetti. First down.
Let me guess, running play?
Yeah.
Yep, as Mayfield has it, but is stuffed right at the line there.
Yeah, good penetration there by number 50, Michael Quinnen. Doug Scott also there, number 78.
No gain on the play, second down and 10.
Second down 9. Again, getting through that first line.
Manalapan number 33, John Chung on the carry. Stop made by
giving McCord a bit of a rest here.
Jones. Gain of 3 yards, third down, 3rd and 6.
Third 6. Chung breaks it to the outside, stiff arm there, gets past his man, is spun back around and falls forward to about the 9-yard line.
Manalapan number 33, John Chung on the carry. Stop made by East Brunswick.
Now see, Manalapan's been able to get outside and turn the corner. Gerhardt's hasn't even been able to turn.
Right, even have a chance to do that. And now seeing East Brunswick get some new faces in there. Number 16. Almeek Fitzpatrick, who I haven't seen in yet, is in there, getting a chance to play. Kyle Wiggins, who on this roster here says is a 9th grader. Looked like Ryan Tarnofsky, maybe number 59 on that play.
Number 33.
Former student of mine at Chittick. Good play.
Chung on the carry. Stop made in the backfield by East Brunswick. Number 30, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones also in there as well.
Down and goal.
Second down and goal. Ball outside the 10-yard line now. Chung. Inside, outside, still going, still keeping his feet moving. Gets it down inside the 5. There are 2 Bears, or 1 Bear, 2 Bears down on the play. One able to walk it off. 65, Alex Wojcik.
Timeout on the field, timeout for injury.
And someone else down right at that initial point of contact there.
I think that might be 59, who I was talking about before, Ryan Tarnofsky. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, we have this time. We'll take the opportunity to thank the EBTV technical crew for their help in promoting and broadcasting these games to you. They come out about a couple hours before the game and set it up, and then spend some time breaking it down. They come out, do all the different sports here, both the outdoor seasons. In the spring, it's lacrosse. In the fall, soccer, field hockey, football. But also the indoor sports, volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics. Wide coverage here, and we have the opportunity. A lot of us who volunteer here are grateful for their help, because it gives us an opportunity to promote, as you mentioned, former students.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I don't know how all towns have it. I know some towns have, the local cable stations, but I can't think of many towns that do it as well as East Brunswick does with the coverage, and not only the games where, the athletic director, Frank Knoppenberger, will do the sports talk. I know you host some of those and kind of spotlight, some kids going to college and where they're going and what sports they play. So it's really, it's nice to sort of see that and recognize these great student athletes and give them some due for all the hard work they do. So it's really, really well done. And like you said earlier, you get it on demand. You don't even have to, wait for it on TV. You can go online and check it out.
Yeah, so you have these college students who are far away from home, and colleges all throughout the United States can dial up ebtv.org on their computer and click the video on demand and watch some of the programs here. Looks like a pretty serious injury again as the cart's out, Phil Hostler's out. We don't have a number on the play.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. It looks like this is a little more serious. It's gonna take some time here, so we'll cut away and we'll come back with the play. 2:51 left to go. 35-7 Bears trail. And the injured Bear on the play was Ryan Tarnowski, the aforementioned Ryan Tarnowski. Third down and goal. Chung's going to take it and duck into the end zone and go in pretty much untouched for the 6th Manalapan touchdown of the day.
Manalapan, number 33, that was John Chung with the touchdown run.
2:36 remaining. The extra point is up, and it is good.
Good. That's number 18, Mike Pagiano. Local high school football scores. These are dog final. Colonia 24, South Plainfield 21. Late in the fourth quarter, Old Bridge 17, Monroe 14.
Well, the Old Bridge Monroe game, we're hearing scores being broadcast. Old Bridge Monroe game close. At the end, toward the end.
I would think Piscataway Sayreville would be a close one as well. Pretty evenly matched teams.
South Brunswick defeats J.P. Stevens 42-7.
J.P. Stevens lost 42-7. J.P. Stevens will be the next opponent for the Bears here next Friday night, the 25th, homecoming. We hope the Bears can draw from some of the positives that they've had here and pull out the winning effort on homecoming against J.P. Stevens. Yeah, the clock, if you'll take a look here, the clock, even though the kickoff hasn't started yet, because of the rule now, we're 35 points down. The clock will be running with the exception of major injuries and the actual change of possession, I guess, perhaps. And this, again, a great kickoff into the end zone.
The kickoff into the end zone.
70 yards in the air. You think of 60, 70 yards, you know, that's, wow.
That's such an advantage, too, field position-wise. You know, you're having the other team, no matter what, start on the 20. You don't have to worry about kick return, you know, big one. So you have a kicker that does that. It's a big advantage. You see now in the college and NFL, they've moved it up a little bit. They don't want those collisions as much, so you're seeing that, you know, almost all the time. Actually, college now, when the ball does get in the end zone, it's on the 25, which is new this year. But
with the running clock going, referee put the play, you know, the ball in play, and here it goes. So this will be the last play of the game. And at quarterback, Brendan Kennedy gets in for one play at least. The inside handoff. And that will be the ball game.
Number 15, Kyle Wiggins.
Carl Wiggins on the carry.
yeah, good run there by Kyle.
Kyle Wiggins, excuse me, freshman.
Number 98, Mike.
And as the clock winds down, your final score, the Braves of Manalapan 42, the Bears 7. Close for a while, and again, that one turning point.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just sense it that is what took all the air out of the balloon here as we see the teams meet at midfield. Manalapan goes to 5-0, Bears go to 1-4.
And you know, they gotta forget about this one. You know, look to improve a little bit in this week coming up, but definitely a winnable game at home for homecoming next Friday. We'll be here against J.P. Stevens.
And for Richie Whalen, I'm Ken Saroka. Again, thanking the EBTV technical crew for all their help tonight. Again, final score, Manalapan 42, East Brunswick 7. Have a good evening.